Hi, John Tui here, Solaris Knight, and Doggy Kruger, and a shout out to Action Activate. Stay tuned.
Here we come, there they go. People rise, 'cause they know we're super soldiers. We got cool clothes. You will soon, when you see our pose. Tension, energize. Let's go. Time to ride. Combine. Grease ties.
Oh, hello there. It's me, Gazbot, and this is Action Activate. So that we're Action Activate. But anyway, if this is Action Activate and I'm Gazbot, then with me, as always,
It is I. It is the Big Dog here for another first episode review of a Power Ranger season. It's a monumental day for Action Activate.
yes, it is. This is people have been asking for this for a while, actually.
Yep.
And we had sort of been like, we'll do it. Maybe we'll get it. Blah, 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 blah. We're doing it. Mystic Force. Mystic Force. Episode 1. I have never. This is the only season I have not seen anything of until a couple days ago when I watched episode 1.
I saw it many moons ago, not in its entirety. Remembered some, but not all, and pretty fresh for me.
The memory is pretty fresh.
No, like this is feeling pretty fresh.
Yes. Let me see. We could. I don't know.
What
if you
are
want-
before
let's
we
just-
dive into it? What are our
Yeah.
initial impressions?
I liked it much more than I thought I was going to. I went into it. Here's the thing: I haven't heard people say bad things about Mystic Force, but I haven't heard people be like, "Oh no, it's good." Oh my god, And there's a few comments, in our people that watch us, notwithstanding, wanting to see it and liking it and stuff. But it's not a season I hear talked about very often in a positive or negative way. And I just had a vibe like, okay, well, it's not like some seasons where everyone hates it, but I don't know. And I like the capes and stuff, but I know some people don't. And I just didn't know what to expect, but I figured it was going to be a subpar season is what I thought going in. And it still might be, but the first episode, I did not get that vibe at all. I got that it was, this seems good. This seems pretty good.
I had a different time than you.
Okay.
Where I think had more fond memories probably down the line where I went into this and I went, oh, I don't like any of these people in relation to any of the seasons I just watched.
So we might be having more disagreements than we usually have. That's
We
exciting.
might. So we'll kind of dive into it now. So right out of the gate, shout out to Pelican. He can make any Power Ranger song sound halfway decent because I hate this theme song.
It's not one of my favorite theme songs, but I definitely prefer it to, say, Operation Overdrive.
This sounds blasphemous. I may prefer Overdrive over this.
How is it? That makes perfect sense.
Operation Overdrive is my favorite season.
So that makes sense. And for those after this, there's going to be a solo review I do. So I apologize for repeating myself from those. I wish they didn't show the actors that are the Rangers and villains and stuff up front. I'd much prefer it when the first episode you don't know, and then they get revealed, and then you come back to this. So that was a little bit of a bummer that not knowing who they would be necessarily.
Yeah, there's a lot revealed in this opener.
Yeah, there is. Despite the positive things I said, they're definitely the CGI is not great.
Oh, it's awful. It's real bad.
Yeah, and that's of the time, and it's also of Power Rangers set.
Yeah.
But I definitely, even in the trailer or the opening, noticed the dragon and stuff. I was like, not my favorite there.
Yeah, there's definitely ways that they could do more with less, and they choose to try to do more with little to nothing.
How's that?
Where
I'm just gonna let it roll in the background here while we're talking.
Yeah, I like the intro story-wise, but the CGI was just real bad.
Here's the thing. The CGI, this battle I liked a lot.
Yeah, the battle's cool.
The water and the fire and the filming, it seemed like an epic battle. It looked like the kind of thing you'd see, with the exception of those big flying through the air explosions. It looked like something you'd see in any war movie or any fantasy, battle or whatever.
One thing in regards to the battle that I had a problem with, and this is probably more blame on the Sentai than Power Rangers, I don't like when they have villains that are grossly different than the theme of the series, where it doesn't fit. Everything is super mystical and magical, and you have this weird cyborg bad guy that just sticks out like a sore thumb.
I see what you're saying. I haven't watched the season, so I don't know where else it goes. I've only really seen that villain in like their lair, plotting and being upset or whatever. But it makes me think of, I think it was, what's his name, atop the fourth wall, Linkara.
Yeah.
Linkara and some of his reviews of some of the older seasons where he points out things about how early on, like certain seasons would be like the Rangers represent technology and the villains represent magic and that sort of thing, and vice versa. So is it a thing where the Rangers represent magic and the villains are technology, or is it?
No, because they already showed the second in command was that like Bat Lady.
Yes, but that doesn't necessarily I get what you're saying, and you've seen the series, so obviously No,
I'm going in. This is just objectively. If this is the first time I saw it from the bad guys we've seen, you have a purple knight, you have a Bat Lady, and you have a weird cyborg like yin yang symbol guy.
I took the purple knight as this is the corrupted evil ranger using their own power against them. I took the Bat Lady as maybe an alien, maybe magic. Who knows what's going on, But I get what you're saying. I'm not disagreeing. I'm trying to find a way to make it work.
And then he led weird zombie mummy pirate things. He was the only technology thing in the whole thing.
Yeah, and it's like a weird steampunky kind of thing. I get what you're saying. It definitely didn't bother me as much as you. The DJ, I don't remember anybody's names except for
I wrote him down.
I think the Red Ranger's Nick.
It is.
But the DJ girl was an early favorite.
Vita.
Okay. I remember when I was watching it, halfway through the episode, I'm I gotta remember to listen for their names. They barely said them. I think they said each one once, which is a weird thing because usually for kid shows they keep saying it. But so anyway, she was an early favorite Ranger for me for this series so far.
I really don't like Yellow so far.
Yellow is the one who took the ring from her. Yellow gives me Bridge vibes.
He gives me bad Bridge vibes, off-brand Bridge.
I guess I liked how enthusiastic he is about everything.
Yeah, there are character strengths he has, but so far all I've learned is they're all awful workers, real bad. I don't know how they're employed.
Because their boss is a nice guy, and it's a comic book music / who knows what store. Here's the bigger issue. Why are 5 of them on duty, or 4 of them, however many are working? That's the bigger issue. That because I've worked not in this exact store, but in this type of store. Yeah. And what you have is 1 or 2 employees that aren't doing a great job, and you don't get a ton of customers, but you don't have this many employees.
Yeah. Everything about it, I was like, you're all terrible employees. But so far, Blue is my front runner, Madison, as a so far favorite.
Really?
She was the least annoying thus far.
She is my second least, she's number 4 out of 5 for me.
Right now, we'll just do quick rankings.
Are we talking at the end, by the end of this episode where we're at?
No. I'm using this as a benchmark of here's how I think beginning of the season. Hopefully by the end, everybody is just
my rankings changed throughout the course of the episode.
So mine didn't change that much. Some people just got more annoying.
When I give you my rankings, should they be where I felt at the end of the episode?
End of the episode.
Okay.
We'll do it later. We'll both do it at the end. Yeah. Okay. They have a weird earthquake. And of course, they're we could have died. Oh, the store's even messier now. We'll get back to not working and leaving it messy, I guess.
Even a little bit, and it gave me Dino Thunder vibes. The whole the Cyber Cafe from Dino Thunder, that whole thing. Here comes Korag. I forgot he shows up, but do they fight him at all?
At the end a little bit. He fights them at the end.
Does he?
Yes. He blasts them, and then it's to be continued.
But they're not but they're not Rangers yet or anything.
No. Okay. There's only been 2 transformed people the whole episode. Korag and then later White.
Yeah. I was very happy that she was revealed to be the White Ranger early on for 2 reasons. One, because I was 99% sure she was, having not seen it, but pretty much being spoiled. So that was good. And also, we've had the mentor reveal later on a bunch of other seasons, so it's nice that just right away it's like, no, I'm also a ranger, and here I am.
I will say I like how that kind of set the stage for what we just saw with Zato, and how, if this was the foundation, how they seemingly might improve upon some of the stuff from here, not remembering too much.
Expand upon that a little bit.
A veteran ranger, seemingly leader right now.
Yes. Okay, gotcha.
Leader / mentor, where it's like episode 1, I am a ranger. Let me help you guys get up to speed.
Gotcha. This scene was so weird to me because clearly it's set up to be like, I need help. And they're like, okay, well, we're the only ones that are going to help you. But it's like, in real world, if someone's like, I need help, you would either go and help them or you pretend you don't see them. What you wouldn't do is gather in a crowd to hear their story and be like, oh, no, we're cowards, and leave. Like, that's not...
It was awkward when the Pink Ranger was like, yeah, I'm one of the 2 people here who's not a coward. And you're like, super awkward, but all right.
Yeah.
What'd you think of Nick so far?
Dylan vibes from RPM.
Bad Dylan vibes is what I got.
I mean, I'm reserving judgment, but this is where is Chip, Yellow Ranger's Chip?
Yes.
This is where I started to be like, do I like this? Okay, he's kind of stupid brave.
Yeah.
He's not like actually brave. He's just like, oh, like, you know what he is? He's a human dog.
Yeah.
He's a human dog.
My hope.
I think she looks cool. I love her.
Yeah, she does look cool. My hope is by the end of the season. I obviously would like it if I liked everybody, but so far I think Xander is the front runner of, you have the easiest path to turn around, because right now you have 0 redeeming qualities.
Xander is
green.
Green. He is my least favorite.
He's just a jerk.
Here's the thing. Unlike you, I don't hate any of them. And I like the design of the bad guy. I like this base. I like everything about this. I get what you're saying about the inconsistency. But I he's cool looking.
If you put him somewhere else, like if he was a general in RPM, I'd be like, this is an awesome villain, top tier, fits the theme, whatever. But it's like, we're magical people with magic wands and capes. Right. There's a weird, steamy punk guy.
Maybe it's a Sentai thing that they couldn't get around. I would love it.
And that's I said, I probably am blaming the Sentai.
Here's me not having seen the season, deciding how I'd fix it with writing. At some point, once he's been established, they've had a fight, whatever. For some reason, there's a moment where he has to explain a little bit about himself, and he talks about, like, I used to be a great wizard. I thought, magic was the answer to everything. And then he was in some horrible battle where he was damaged and he had to be rebuilt with technology. And then I realized to defeat magic, I need magic and science. Don't even have to show any of that. I mean, you could just show, like,
tell me you're a Doctor Doom fan without telling me you're a Doctor Doom fan.
Well, I wasn't thinking of that at all. I was just thinking a way of explaining.
I know.
Parts. But I mean, again, you could do most of that with writing, just a couple lines to explain it.
This whole part was
what's
funny.
The deal with this guy? I thought he was going to turn out to be the White Ranger, or
I thought he was going to be something, and they're like, and he's gone, and we're stuck here in the woods.
I assume we're going to see him again because he's like, oh, there were 5 of them, or that is like he said something like he knew. And so I thought it would be revealed right away, like, oh, he's the assistant or he's the mentor or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think what else.
It's funny because I consistently watching this, with the exception of the CGI, kept thinking like, man, I'm enjoying this. This is good. This is different than, your standard Power Ranger season, and I like it. And none of these characters are my favorite yet, but I don't dislike any of them extremely right away.
I disliked a fair amount pretty high.
These 2 right here are my favorite for sure.
I could see right now, Blue and Pink are my favorites.
Blue and Pink are my least 2 favorites.
Okay.
Oh wait, no, I'm sorry. Wait, no. Pink and green.
Okay.
Wait, I don't know. Actually, I don't know which color is which now.
No, you're thinking blue. You like pink.
Okay, blue and green are my least 2 favorites.
Blue and Pink are the sisters.
The jerk guy and the girl who isn't the DJ. Those are my least 2 favorites.
So Madison and Xander.
Madison and Xander are my least two favorites. Yes.
Okay.
And Xander,
My least
though, I
favorite
agree with
right
you.
now are
He has-
everybody
I love
except
it.
for
That's really cool looking. That was really
potentially Madison and maybe Vita are tied for least favorite.
That was terrible right there, where they come off the broom. So, just ridiculous.
Yeah, the broom thing was interesting. Like,
Oh, I didn't mind the gag of it, but the visual, the way they
yeah, I know. To me, like, again, the thing that made it difficult for me liking the Rangers this far is the secondary characters outshined all of them, in my opinion, in this episode, which made it harder for me to like them.
Their boss, you dislike.
No, I don't like the theme. I think him as a bad guy so far is cool.
No. You said the secondary characters are outshining them.
Oh, yeah, I like the boss better than half the Ranger team.
No. The boss of their job.
Yes, I like him better than half the Ranger team so
I
far.
thought you said you didn't like him.
No, I said he, like, I don't know why they have jobs.
Oh, okay, I got you. Okay, I misunderstood. I as a comedic relief character, I like him because he's not too over the top, and I can't make up my mind on her. On the I want to call her Mystic Mother. Does she get called Mystic Mother? At some point?
No.
Okay. The White Ranger.
Udana.
I guess that's who I'm mixing it up with. Okay.
This is Udana. Udana is the White Ranger.
This is Udana. Okay.
Yes.
Is there a Mystic Mother?
Yes.
Is that from another season or from this season?
No, it's from this season.
Okay, so that's why I've heard her talk about. Okay, so Udana, the White Ranger. Again, I don't dislike her. She's cool as a ranger with her ice powers and stuff. And I like that she's straight to the point. She's not being all like squirrely with stuff. But the way she speaks, I can't decide if I like it or hate it.
I think I'm blaming this more on direction.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's more that they're like, be a very over the top female Merlin, and she goes, okay.
I mean, that sounds accurate to what she's performing.
Yeah, but so far, I mean, like when she's natural, I really like it. And my favorite character in the entire episode is going to be revealed in a moment, but Claire is my favorite
Assistant.
Yes.
So your two favorite characters are both the comic relief. Is that accurate?
No, it would be Claire and I almost said Void Knight. Korag. Those are my two favorites in the entire episode.
Korag's awesome looking, but he's not much of a character yet. So, like, I want an action figure. Yeah, I'm with you. But in terms of character, I feel like there isn't enough to like or dislike.
He came in and immediately blasted the Rangers and looks awesome, and I went, "Yup, sold."
Here's some lollipops.
Yeah, those are weird looking, but
I did get annoyed at the Rangers. Well, first of all, one of them, I think it was Nick, was like, "I don't believe this stuff," and it's like, really? After everything you just saw, like I never understand. It's like, oh, we went through a teleporter and there's magic and all this stuff. It's like, Power Rangers.
I always feel bad in these situations for characters like Claire, where they're like, "And you guys are the chosen ones because you happen to walk in the woods,"
right.
And she's
like, "I've been studying and believing for years," and yeah,
here I am.
Yeah, Claire has some charisma, though. I agree with you on that. But I also, again, Nick, the Yellow Ranger, he shines here because he's like, "Wow, cool. We're Power Rangers. This is awesome. I'm into it." And everyone else is like, "I don't know." And it's like, you don't know? Get out of here.
Yeah, this is. I can't think of another time where they've been like, "I don't want to be a Power Ranger this early in a season."
Right.
Like the second Power Rangers is a buzzword, it's like, "Oh, Power Rangers! I didn't think I'd ever be a Power Ranger." They're like, "Leave magic."
Yeah, if they understand, because if they didn't know what a Power Ranger was, maybe, but they know they exist in the world, they've seen the magic. It's like, yeah, it's just, but that I could live with. This is the part that is ridiculous.
Yes,
they all leave the magic wands. Even if you're like, I got to get out of here and think, I don't know what's going on. Like,
I feel like Chip should have been the one to like, and part of this is probably footage where he like keeps it in his back pocket, and then they get into their fight, and he's like, "Oh, I saw her do it. Let me do it." And then
agree, and that would be consistent with his character, and it would just make sense because, like, yeah, but like, who's leaving a magic wand and they're going into woods that they know are dangerous and cursed, and like that was my least favorite part of the whole thing.
I didn't love the acting from the village people.
I think in my solo review, I mock one of them.
Yeah, like they're
the line
goofy.
It sounds like, oh, here's a guy who is like, I think they call them day players, and he's just like, "Oh, it's the protectors are here." I mean, American. It's the protector. Like, I don't know. It was weird.
Yeah. Oh, that's the other thing is I forget who it was. I think it is Chip, the Yellow Ranger. He has a hard time keeping an American accent, man.
I was trying to remember. I know. Did two of them have New Zealand accents or Australian accents?
Xander is the only one of the team who has a New Zealand accent.
Okay.
And I think everybody else is from New Zealand.
Gotcha. This monster I found disappointing. I
Yeah.
love that she get morphed right away here. I found disappointing. The CGI isn't great. It's not the worst considering a lot of the other stuff in the episode.
Yeah.
But I was hoping he'd walk up and they'd be like, "Oh my god!" He'd be like, "Can somebody help me with my house?" Like, I just wanted him to be like another mystical creature.
Character,
and be
yeah.
like- yeah.
But I agree. I didn't like the trope of giant creature equal bad.
Yeah. I like these foot soldiers. They're very creepy, cool looking.
Yeah.
What do they remind you of as a comic reader?
Let me try to see as best I can through the grid in a moment.
Take the grid off. Hold on. Wait till we get a good shot. There we go. Pause. And then I'll take the grid off. As a comic reader,
does it look like a nihilist?
A little bit. That's not what I was going for. A comic reader and an animation watcher of comics. Who likes Robert Kirkman?
It kind of does look like why am I blanking on the name from Invincible?
I don't remember the name, but Invincible, yeah, that cyborg.
Yeah, the purple people.
Yeah, like the cyborg. No, the cyborg zombies.
Yeah.
They all have that kind of like. Originally, it's just one, but then they make more.
No, I know what you mean. I was thinking, the purple insect people.
Oh, okay. That's not what I was thinking, but also a little bit Death Ranger.
A little bit.
Yeah.
I think this scene and fight wins an award for me.
Oh no. For
the biggest butt kicking we've ever seen of the Rangers, either at the beginning or end of a season, or just any point. They are just getting beat wholesale, dude.
Right. Which is fine because at this point, we haven't established that any of them know how to fight.
Yeah, no. I'm not knocking it from a plot perspective.
They haven't accepted the Ranger power, so they don't have that like immediate boost you get.
Yeah.
If anything, it's amazing they're surviving. But yes, I agree. This might be the biggest beatdown. I loved this fight scene.
I enjoyed it, but
over the top. I really enjoyed it.
It did hit a certain point. Like, obviously, you have to suspend disbelief when you're watching Power Rangers. But at a certain point, I'm like, okay, you've rammed into a tree at least 6 times now. Like, something bad needs to start happening before you're like, oh, looks like I got flailed again.
Maybe Donna cast like a minor protection spell on them.
She did not. She didn't do anything. She was dealing with the big ogre. I would have loved if during this fight, because again, it's already ridiculous, if you just see Claire come up as the goat and she just says some funny one-liner.
Or like headbutts one of them, like out of the way.
No, like comes up and then runs away.
Things look bad.
Exactly. Oh, she does say that later.
Does she?
Or she says it, she says Udana's going to be mad at me. But, yeah, just... Look, he just gets
it's crazy.
Thrown into everything.
It's crazy. That's my favorite. She bounces off.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. It's weird. It's this perfect balance to me, though, of an actual good, exciting, well choreographed action scene and a slapstick, cartoony, over the top, ridiculous. I'm laughing at it, but it like somehow is perfectly in the middle. Where even though I'm like, that was ridiculous, I'm not like, this is stupid, I don't like it.
So I had one problem with this next part.
CGI?
No, the CGI was bad. I accepted that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like, and this is not just for Power Rangers, when the protagonists discover they have powers, but the way that the powers happen don't make any sense. Like the only one that made sense was with Vita, where everybody else, it was like, and then like something happened exactly how it needed to. I need some kind of mild direction, even if it's not like specifically, like when he went like this and everybody got shocked, I'm like, okay, I'll let that one go. When she went like this and everybody like flailed up with water, I'm like, okay, I'm out of this now. You officially lost me. That was a great finisher, by the way.
Yes. Oh, a lot of these falls are crazy. Like we talk about during the fight with the explosions and stuff, like people going sideways and backwards and just like.
So this is a shout out to Linkara. Bruce Kalish, I believe, is the name of the guy who did the fight scenes or special effects or something.
Yeah.
But he was saying, Linkara was saying, this is the era of Kalish explosions, where if an explosion happens, you will see it 3 times in a row at a weird, like, shuttered angle, and you're like, okay.
I don't really have a problem with that. Like, if it was forever, but for like a little time period doing that. But I'm not even talking about that so much as the way the bodies are flailing. That I find interesting. I also have trouble with Nick is the Red Ranger, right?
Yes.
I have trouble with Nick being like, I just don't believe. Again, it's like, okay, I'm generally a skeptical person in real life, like me, Gazbot. But if I see demons and my friends using magic, I mean, I am not that close-minded that if I see it happening in front of me, I'm gonna be like, no, I choose. And the reward for me believing is I become a Power Ranger. It's like, I'm not that guy. Like,
the thing that got me is when he was the non-believer, but Xander was. I'm like, what are you guys doing? Yeah. Like, if you were gonna have that, like a team member be that person, it would be Xander.
I agree. And I could see here. I would rather him be like, I don't want to be a part of this. Like what I would like to have seen, and I was going to blame Sentai, but it's not Sentai. What I would like to have seen is he gets the power and he does great and he kicks butt and he saves somebody, but they're like, oh, okay. And then he's like, I don't want to be any part of this. Like he proves that he could do it, but he's like, I'm not a leader. Walk away. That's the move.
Right here, get wrecked.
Yeah.
So the other thing.
That's why I didn't remember, because he literally shows up, blows him up, and then that's the end of it.
So another thing, just a mild thing that bothered me was how, and maybe this plays out differently in the season, I don't know, but Udana is very forgiving, like a little too much in my opinion, where she's like, oh, I told you not to follow me and you left your wands, that's okay.
Yeah, again, I agree. What would have been better is if she's like, I told you not to follow me, but she's kind of like, secretly proud. Oh, you shouldn't have followed me, it's dangerous. Oh, my choice was right. Okay, get your wands out, we didn't bring them, you idiots. What?
Yeah. Like she never is like actually mad at them, where I'm like, you could be mad at them at least once.
Yeah, and like you said, we'll see how that goes. But
and then like Nick wants to leave. All right, sheep person, go take him out of the woods.
Not turn her back into a human.
Exactly, because it's comedic. I don't know.
I mean, she could have said the line and then been turned back.
Because then you don't have to pay the actress for the day because you already have the sheep there.
I feel like having the actress has got to be easier than wrangling a sheep.
I have a feeling as well, but who knows? I'm not in the Disney run era of Power Rangers in the mid 2000s.
Do the joke where you turn her back into a human, but she's got little puffs of like wool in her hair, and she goes pat pat and like coughs up some hay that she'd eaten, and then we're like, come on, it wasn't that. How was being a sheep not that bad? Oh,
I know why. They already blew all of the special effects budget, so we couldn't have a transformation.
You didn't have to do it off screen. Do it off screen. Here I am. I'm back to normal. Great. So I liked this more than I thought that I would, and I'm excited and hopeful and optimistic. You came at it from a different angle, and
I did not like it as much as I thought it would.
So funny. Expectations, man. It'll set you up. It'll set you up.
Yeah, I mean, again, I'm remembering the highs. And I think I forgot where the lows are. And I think also I'm just coming at this at a different angle. Like the problem for me is this is our 4th series we're reviewing. 5th if you count Overdrive. And so far, every other season I like significantly more because they are good seasons objectively.
Beast Morphers, SPD, Dino Fury. I mean, I know where they go, and you're probably right, but I didn't feel. The other thing is, I've more recently watched other seasons.
Yes.
Like I'm thinking of the Mega Forces and the Ninja Steels and a lot of the stuff that I've seen fairly recently. I'm like, it's better than those, or at least it feels like it's going to be. You know, like so, and different. And I keep coming back to different because I feel like other than up until we got to Beast Morphers, there was like 5 seasons in a row that there are things I liked and didn't like and things that were done better and not, but they felt like almost the same show. And so I like that this feels different. So it is. Yeah, it comes from where we're coming from.
This is definitely different and more unique. I will give it that. But I think my internal bar is just higher. Like as a season opener of Power Rangers,
Right.
as just a single episode comparing all of the season openers, it is easily in my bottom 25% of like all openers I've seen.
I don't even know if I can make a judgment on that because I don't think I could recall season openers of that many. But with the caveat that I don't have a great memory and I don't remember how a lot of them started, for me, I would gut think that it would be in the upper 50% of season openers.
Off the top of my head, it wouldn't beat any opener for the Zordon era. Or sorry, for the Saban era. Like Wild Force prior, every season opener I think is better than this.
My memory isn't as good. I'd have to go back and check them out.
And then for other just comparing to the Disney seasons, I liked the Ninja Storm opener better than this.
I liked this better than Ninja Storm.
Dino Thunder I liked better than this.
On par.
SPD easy yes for both of us.
Yeah, SPD beats it.
And I think this is next.
What's next?
I think it goes SPD and then this.
We watched SPD last, so I believe, but maybe we were skipping.
No, I'm saying like chronologically. I think this is
Yes.
and then Overdrive is after this. RPM easily first episode's better than that.
Yeah, and I think Jungle Fury is after Overdrive. What doesn't matter.
Oh yeah.
So you wanted to rank where we currently the Rangers and our level of.
Oh yeah.
I'll go first. Nick the Yellow Ranger.
Nick is red. Chip is yellow.
Chip is yellow. Is his real name Nick? Is that why I'm missing it out?
I have no idea.
Okay. Chip the Yellow Ranger is my favorite / tied for my favorite with the Pink Ranger.
Okay.
Whose name is
Vita.
Those two. Then Nick, who's the Red Ranger.
Yep.
Then the Blue Ranger, whose name I don't remember.
Madison.
And then the Green Ranger, Xander. That's my order. And it's very open to change, but just based on this episode, that's where I'm at.
I'm going to go end of the episode, Vita, Madison, Xander.
I thought
Chip,
Xander
Nick.
was your bottom.
Xander, I think, is the worst person thus far.
But as a character, you find him interesting.
He at least is consistent at being a jerk, and he owns being a jerk.
And I kind of stepped on your bottom. You said Nick and then Chip.
No, Chip is above Nick just because by the end of the episode, I'm like, you went to this town, and then you made everybody feel bad that they weren't helping an old man. Then you get a magic wand and powers, and then you just openly leave.
Gotcha. So you find Chip to be a little bit ridiculous and annoying, but Nick is a jerk.
More redeeming than Nick.
Okay. All right. But we both have not Vi. What is it?
Vita.
Vita.
You keep thinking Vi from League of Legends. That's why.
I've been watching Arcane.
Yeah. She looks like Vi.
So we both have Vi at the top. For
Vita.
Me, it's like, we both have Vita at the top. For me, it's sort of like with Chip a little mixed in, but the clear winner of the show is Vita.
Thus far. After episode 1, she seems the most rangery, for lack of a better term.
Yeah. So we're going to do the same kind of review for episode 2.
Yes.
After that, and a couple of people have given us episode recommendations, and thank you for that. And if people want to recommend, because we're going to watch all of them, but we're not going to review every single one.
Correct.
So if anybody wants to suggest specific episodes they think we should talk about in this in-depth format, let us know. But in the next week or so, we will definitely do episode 2, and then after that, we'll have to review what we're going to do in terms of that. There's also, go ahead.
I was going to say, so I have the screenshot. So shout out to Aki. Thank you for your recommendations. And we're not doing this definitively. I'm just reading your list. So
there was more than one person that gave us a list, I think.
I only read Aki's. I haven't read anybody else's. Okay. But he said 1 and 2, 8 and 9, 11, 12, 14, 15. We may as well review 13 if it's worth it. 18, 19, 20, 22, 23, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32.
Okay.
But
We will do the whole season. Is the point.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
will watch the whole season, discuss the whole season, but we will specifically review probably those episodes.
Yeah.
Or, something in that ballpark.
Those are front runners of single episode reviews and not here's 7, 8, 9. Here's what we
Right.
thought. Yeah.
And the hope is that we will wrap this up around the time Cosmic Fury is starting. That's the hope. It doesn't mean we won't do other episodes not about Mystic Force in between. That's going to be our main line of like, that's what we do every week theoretically. But if there's some big Ranger news, or we're going to talk about something else, we might do that. Also, while we typically have one episode a week, for the next week or two, we're going to have a couple extra episodes. I have a solo review of this that I did live while I watched it, like a reaction video. We have a comic book review coming up and another contest episode. So we have 4 videos coming out in like the next 2 weeks. So more than usual. So look forward to that.
Yeah, if there's anything else that pops up, we'll let you know. Usually the only thing that deviates our kind of season reviews is if one of the YouTube fan series has an episode, then we're like, oh, this came out, we may as well review it. So
and since it's not a current season, it's not like, oh, we got to hurry up and watch the new episode. It's like, yeah, we can take our time.
Exactly.
But yeah, that's the plan, is to kind of do Mystic Force with other stuff mixed in until Cosmic Fury. We'll see how that goes. But until then, I have been Gazbot.
Still the big dog. And to the power. See y'all later.
That's what he said. I need to make the video about the other giveaway. And I have my box of giveaway stuff, but I remember that I need to add one more thing.
Okay.
And I have more things that I could add, but I recently cleaned out my office, and they're not readily accessible. Also, remember, you had said you may have things that you could donate to the cause. Is there like one item you could just add to the pile?
If there is, I don't remember because it's been so long since I looked at Ranger
You have
stuff.
the same issue that I have.
Yeah.
If you come across something Power Rangers related that you'd be willing to donate to the cause in the next couple days, let me know. But either way, we'll have some stuff. The fittingly enough, the yellow Mystic Force figure is the one that was chosen by the previous winner, so that one's out.
Nice.
Okay. Anyway, goodbye.
Later.
Now.